Hey everybody, um, welcome to my yoga class. This is like an everyday yoga class and mainly for my peeps at Health Tracks who I miss. This coronavirus is keeping us isolated, so hopefully we can reach out this way. So it's only going to be about maybe a 30-minute class. We'll see. I'm watching the clock. We'll see how much I get. This is my first try at this, so I don't know how well it will come out, but if I have to, I'll do it again. All right, so here we go. We're just gonna start off. Find a nice comfortable seat, sit nice and tall, hands resting onto your thighs, palms facing up, and then close the eyes. Start to connect with your breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Nice, easy breaths. Just allowing yourself to let go of the external and bring your awareness inward to your internal environment. Letting go of the external, letting go of the past, letting go of the future. Just allowing yourself to be here in this moment. We're going to start to deepen our breath. With our eyes closed, we're going to take the right ear and tilt it towards our right shoulder. And then we'll bring the chin back to center. And then switch sides, left ear over towards the left shoulder. And then bring the chin back to center. Now tucking the chin in towards the chest. And then lifting the chin back up and open the eyes. All right, we're gonna release the hands down by our sides. Just take the shoulders and roll them back in a circular motion. And then reverse that, rolling them forward. All right, let's quiet that. We're gonna open the palms. As we inhale, lift the arms, reaching nice and tall. And then exhale, release them back down by our sides. Inhale, open and lift. Exhale, releasing. And again, inhale, lifting. Exhale, releasing. All right, this time we're going to add a twist. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. As we open, twisting to the right. Just place that left hand on the floor in front of you, right hand on the floor behind you. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, maybe twist a little more. Inhale, reach the arms all the way back up, come back to center. And as we exhale, switching sides, twisting to the left. Take another deep breath in. And then exhale, twist a little more. Good. Inhale, reach the arms all the way back up, come back to center. As we exhale, release the hands down behind us. We're going to tent the fingers onto the floor. Inhale, press the heart forward and up, then roll the shoulders back. You're going to tilt your chin up if it feels good. A little stretch in the front of your neck. And then gently come back to center. We're going to take the legs straight out in front, come into seated staff. Sitting nice and tall, right on top of your sits bones. Hands down by our sides. We're going to take our toes and point them forward as we inhale, and then flex them back as we exhale. Inhale, pointing. Exhale, flexing. One more time, pointing, and then flexing. Good. Now we're going to take the toes and we'll make circles with them. And then reverse the direction of our circles. And then quieting that, we're going to bend both of the knees, placing the feet flat onto the floor. Bring the inner soles of your feet together, taking the knees out wide. We're going to bring the bottom of our feet together for bound angle or Baddha Konasana. Sit nice and tall. Again, really lengthening through your torso, creating space in the vertebra. So you're just going to rest the hands very gently onto your shins. And if you like, maybe bounce or float your knees a little bit just to kind of see what's happening with your hips today. Notice if there's any tightness, if there's any stickiness. All right, so let's quiet that. We're gonna bring those knees up to center, and then we're just gonna swing the legs behind us to come into an all fours or tabletop position. So we wanna stack everything, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and we're gonna roll the biceps forward so the smile as your elbows face the front of your mat. We're gonna come into cow and cat. So as we inhale, we're gonna lift the tailbone, lower the belly, reach the heart forward for cow. As we exhale, tilt the tailbone down and forward, rounding through the back, chin to chest for cats. Inhale, forward, back into that cow. And then exhaling into cat. I'm going to do that a couple more times in each direction. And then we're going to come back to a neutral spine. Once here, we're going to take those knees wide, bringing big toes to touch, and sit back onto the heels to come into child's pose. Rest the elbows and forehead to the floor. From our child's pose, we're going to look towards our hands and then just walk them over to the right side of your mat. As you inhale, lengthen, look towards the fingers, reach the heart forward, and then exhale, release down towards the floor. You're going to press into that left hip. And then we'll look towards the hands, walk them back through center, and then take them to the opposite side. Lengthen as we inhale. Release towards the floor as you exhale, and then press into the right hip. And then we'll look back towards the hands and walk them back into the center of the mat. And then we're just going to come back up into our tabletop. So from here, we're going to take those right toes to the back of the mat and press onto your toes. Give it a good stretch, nice little stretch there. From here, we're going to lift that leg straight up to about the height of your hip. So this is half of our spinal balance. We're going to complete it by extending the left fingertips forward and reaching. You want to draw your belly in. Try not to let the lumbar spine arch. And we're going to add a little crunch to this. You're going to bring that left elbow and draw it in towards the right knee. A little tuck. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do two more like that. Last one. Good. And then go ahead and reach and extend. You're going to bring that left hand back to the mat and then drop your toes back down to the back of your mat. We're going to kickstand that left shin out to the side. Bring your left hand into the center and then open up onto the inner edge of that right foot, extending that right arm up towards the sky for our modified side plank. There we go. All right, so we're gonna do a little twist to this too. You're gonna reach nice and tall, open the chest. And on the exhale, you're gonna bring that arm down and sweep it underneath the left arm. Little twist here. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, sweep down and through. Inhale and exhale. One more like that. Good. And then go ahead and open it up. All right, to help a little bit, you're going to take your gaze towards that left hand. We're just going to bring that right hand back to our hip, and then go ahead and see if you can lift that right leg up, again, to about the height of your hip. Just working a little balance here, grounding through your left toes, top of your left foot. All right, and then go ahead and lower that foot to the floor. We're going to bring that right hand back to the floor, straightening out your left shin. Bring that right one to meet it. Take the knees wide one more time. You're just going to sit back into your child's pose, resting the elbows and forehead to the floor. While you're here, if you want to roll your wrists around a little bit, give them a little bit of relief from being on the hands. come on back up into our tabletop. And I'm just gonna turn myself around so you can see that on the other side. So we're just gonna repeat what we just did, but do it on the other side. So now you're taking those left toes to the back of the mat and just press onto those toes. Give the calf a nice little stretch, just kind of engaging the muscles in your leg and your thigh. Good. And we're pulling that belly in, nice and strong in your core. We're gonna lift that leg up to about the height of your hip. So nice and strong, toes are pointing towards the floor. Push through the heel, half of your spinal balance here. And you can stay here, you don't have to extend the arm. But if you like, we're gonna take that arm forward, reaching nice and long through the fingertips. And then we'll add that crunch. On the exhale, you're gonna bring that right elbow in towards your left knee. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale and exhale. 2 more like that. Last one. Good. Reach and extend. And then we're going to bring that hand back to the mat. Drop your toes to the back of the mat and then kickstand your right shin out to the side. Right hand comes into the center and then open up onto the inner edge of that left foot, extending your left arm up towards the sky. So let's add that twist. You're going to take the upper arm, sweep it down underneath the right one, over to the right. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, sweep down and through. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 1 more like that. Good. Open it up here. We're going to take our gaze towards our hand. That's going to help with our balance. Upper hand comes to your hip. And then when you're ready, lift through that left leg, pushing through the heel. Leg is strong and engaged. Awesome. Lower it to the floor. Left hand comes back. Right hand comes to outside. Bring that knee back to meet the other one. Take them wide. Big toes to touch. Sit back into the heels, back into child's pose. All right, we're gonna look towards the hands and just walk them a little further forward, coming into extended child's pose. You're gonna come back up onto your knees, bring those knees back underneath the hips, curl the toes under, and send those hips back and up, downward facing dog. Let's start to walk it out. Just pedaling those feet a little bit. See how you feel today. All right, both heels towards the floor, lifting through the tailbone. Push the floor away. All right, let's roll that forward into high plank. Shoulders over wrists. Inhale, back to down dog. Exhale, forward, full plank. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, full plank. Good. Push it all the way back to down dog again. Inhale, up onto the toes, bend the knees, look towards the hands. We're gonna walk our feet to the top of the mat. Coming to a forward fold here, and you can bend those knees if you need to. And just relax your head and shoulders towards the floor. We're gonna bring opposite hands to opposite elbows, coming into our rag doll. And then bend those knees a little deeper. You want your low belly to come in contact with your upper thighs. Let's gently shake out the head no. Gently nod the head yes. We're going to release fingertips to the floor. As we inhale, lift halfway. Come to a half forward fold. Lengthening through the torso, tailbones lifting. You don't have to straighten those legs all the way, and those hands can come onto your shins for support. As we exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half forward fold, lengthen. Exhale, folding. One more time, inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, folding. This time as you inhale, you're going to bend your knees, lowering your hips, press into your feet and rise all the way up to standing. Reach the arms above, bringing palms together. And then exhale, hands to heart center. So just step to the middle of your mat, facing the long side of your mat, just to make it a little easier for me and the camera. We're going to release those hands down by our sides, coming into mountain pose, Tadasana. So feet are hips distance. I'm going to actually work mine a little closer. Roll the shoulders back and down, draw your belly in. Inhale, sweep the arms up. We're going to grab a hold of the left wrist with the right thumb and forefinger and reach those fingertips up and over to the right. Inhale, back to center. We're going to switch our grip. And then exhale, reach up and over to the other side. And then inhale back to center, and then just release those hands back down by your sides, come back into mountain pose. So we're gonna do a couple sun salutations. So we're gonna come to the top of our mats, right into that mountain pose, shoulders back and down. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, folding, stepping back to our plank pose, top of our push-up. All right, for this first one, we're gonna take the knees to the floor, lowering all the way down onto our bellies, flatten the feet. Inhale, lift your heart, come into cobra. And then as we exhale, you're gonna push through the knees, curl the toes under, and send those hips back and up to your downward facing dog. Take a full breath here. Inhale up onto the toes, bend the knees, look towards the hands. Exhale, walk your feet back to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, folding. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up, look to the palms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, folding, stepping back to your plank. From here, chaturanga. Let's try this one all the way down to the floor. Inhale, lift your heart, come into cobra. And then exhale, toes curled under, hips back and up, downward facing dog. Take a full breath. Inhale, up onto the toes, bend the knees, look towards the hands. Exhale, step your feet to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, folding. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up, look to the palms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's try one more. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, folding, stepping back to your plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, curl the toes under, back to downward facing dog. We're going to take 3 full breaths here. And just kind of see how your down dog feels. Checking in with your body. Making sure that everything's still working the way you want it to. All right, we're going to take that right leg up towards the sky. From here, let's bend the knee and then open the hip to the side. Nice little stretch for the front of that hip. Also into your glutes, you're going to feel that. Maybe roll your foot around a little bit. Kind of see what's going on with that hip. All right, so let's quiet that. We're going to straighten the leg out, square off the hip, and then sweep that foot all the way to the top of the mat. Once they're dropping your left knee to the floor. And we're going to come all the way up to a low lunge. And I want you to sit fairly square in this low lunge, not really too deep. Just kind of making sure we're drawing your tailbone down towards the floor. Pull the belly in. We're going to leave that right hand resting onto your thigh. Extend the left arm up towards the sky. Reach tall. And then from here, maybe take those fingertips over to the right, just getting a little deeper here in the left side. So we're gonna bring that arm all the way back up. Take it right out by your side and then extend it behind you. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, sweep that arm back forward. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, sweep it forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring it forward. All right. From here, take it all the way up. We're going to reach it to the back of your thigh and then lift that right arm up towards the sky. All right. And then go ahead and bring that hand back down. We're going to bring the left hand to the floor. Both hands come to the floor. Curl your back toes under. And then lift, step back to downward facing dog. So let's do that on the other side. Left leg goes up towards the sky. And then bending the knee, we're going to open the hip to the side. Nice little stretch there. Maybe roll the foot around, maybe the knee. Again, just kind of exploring how that hip feels. Straightening the leg out, square off the hips. We're going to sweep that foot all the way to the top of the mat, taking your right knee to the floor. And then come out all the way up to that thigh. Again, draw the belly in, tailbone towards the floor. Keep that left hand on your thigh for support. We're going to take the right arm up towards the sky. Now from here, if you can, take them a little bit over to the left just to increase that lengthening in the right side. Right along that, you're going to feel it on the front of your thigh. And then come back to center. I hope I left enough room between me and the wall. I'm going to take that arm out by my side. Probably not. I'm going to slide over a little bit. I'm going to take the arm, extend it back, and then sweep it forward on the exhale. Inhale, sweep it back. Exhale, bring it back forward. One more time, inhale back, and then exhale forward. Good. And then we're just going to take that arm straight back up towards the sky. And then we're going to release it all the way to your thigh and bring that left arm up. And then bring the left hand all the way back down. Right hand comes to the floor. Curl the back toes under. This time, just going to step that back foot forward, come to forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, folding. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up, look to the palms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, folding, stepping back to your plank. Let's move right into our vinyasa, chaturanga. Inhale, into cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Now you don't have to do that. You can go right to down dog if you'd rather do that. We're going to inhale that right leg back up towards the sky. On the exhale, bring it all the way to the top of the mat. This time you're going to ground your back heel and open all the way up to warrior two. So take those arms out wide, shoulder height. And it doesn't have to look pretty. Just set yourself up here. Sometimes that step forward doesn't get you where you want to be. So just kind of move the feet once you're upright and then open the arms wide. Spread wide across the collarbones. You're hugging that right hip underneath you, really grounding through both feet. So you want to feel the feet pushing into the earth. Deep breaths here. So keep drawing the belly in, shoulders back and down. Sometimes you just want to flip those palms, leave the shoulders where they are, and then bring the hands back around. Just gazing over your front fingertips. Another deep breath here. On your next exhale, we're going to take reverse warrior. Left hand comes to your thighs, your right arm lifts straight up towards the sky. Inhale, back to warrior two. And on your exhale, we're going to come into side angle. Right forearm comes to your thigh, left arm lifts straight up towards the sky. If you want to add a little challenge here, you're going to take that right arm and extend it straight out. Bring that right hand back to your thigh. Let's lift it all the way back up to warrior two, but you're gonna straighten that front knee. And now take reverse triangle. Left hand comes to your thigh, right arm reaches tall again. And then we'll come back to center and move into triangle. So we're gonna shift that left hip to the back of your mat. Reach the right arm long to the front, and then just windmill. Take that right hand down towards your shin. Left hand reaches straight up towards the sky. We're trying to stack hand to shoulder, shoulder to hand. Beautiful. All right, let's come on all the way back up to center. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna pivot the feet so that the toes are parallel, feet are parallel, toes lined up, heels lined up. Inhale, sweep the arms straight up towards the sky. As we exhale, hinge forward from the hips. We're gonna come into our Prasarita or wide-legged forward fold. Relax those head and shoulders towards the floor. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen. Exhale, fold again. All right, inhale, lift halfway. We're gonna bring those hands to our hips, look forward, and then lift all the way up. So now we're just gonna do all those warrior poses on the other side. So you're gonna take your left toes out the short side of your mat, just turn them out the short side, and then turn those right toes on a bit of an angle in that direction. You want your heel being the furthest thing away. From here, bending your left knee, coming into that nice lunge. Arms out wide at shoulder height, shoulders back and down. All right. So take a couple deep breaths here. Just really feeling the strength of this posture. Our warrior poses are always about strength. On our next exhale, come to reverse warrior. Right hand to your thigh, left arm lifts straight up towards the sky. Come back to warrior two. And then from here into our side angle, left forearm to your thigh, right arm lifts straight up towards the sky. Stay here. Remember, you're snuggling that hip underneath you. If you want, you can take the option of extending your left arm out to the side. A little extra core engagement. And then we're gonna bring that hand back to center. Lift all the way back up to warrior two, and then straighten your front knee. From here, reverse triangle. Right hand to your thigh, left arm lifts straight up towards the sky. And then we'll come back to center, arms out wide. We're gonna move into our triangle pose. So you're gonna shift your right hip to the right. Left arm reaches long to the left. And then just windmill again. Left hand down towards your shin. Right arm straight up towards the sky. Again, stacking. Hand, shoulder, shoulder, hand. Good. And then come all the way back up to center. We're just gonna pivot those feet again one more time. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, folding forward, hinging from the hips. Coming back into that wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen. And then from here, we're gonna heel toe those feet closer and closer together so that we can come into our yogi squats or our malasana. And you can leave those toes turned out. You can even leave them wider if you like. Kind of play with this to see what works for you. We're gonna bend the knees, dropping your hips towards the floor. And then we're gonna bring those hands to heart center. So this might not be accessible for everybody, and that's okay. You don't have to come this far down. You can always come like halfway to kind of a low squat. Place your hands onto your thighs, but what you wanna focus on is that hip hinge. You're gonna drop your chest in between your thighs to get that nice deep hinge at the hips. Again, then you can stay here. And only stay here as long as you feel you can. You know, challenge yourself a little bit, but I don't want you to feel like you're in agony. When I'm teaching my classes, I like to chat a lot while I have people here because I like to hopefully help them to forget the idea that they might be in agony. But it's not too bad. We try not to be in agony, right? All right, so we're gonna bring those hands back to the floor, lifting those hips. You're gonna turn your right toes to the right, walk them all the way around. From here, go ahead and step back to downward facing dog. And then from here, we're gonna drop those knees to the floor and come back into our hero pose. So you're just gonna sit back onto the knees. If this is uncomfortable, you can always come up a little higher. I know some folks have problems with their knees. So you can just stay on the shins, place a block underneath your buttocks if you need a little extra support. We're not gonna stay here too long. I wanna do just a little bit of heart opening or back bending. So we're gonna do Ustrasana or camel pose. So you're gonna come onto your shins. Knees are stacked underneath your hips. You want to draw your belly in, squeeze your glutes so your tailbone is reaching down towards the floor. And we're going to use our thighs a bit. I want you to engage your quads nice and strong. You're going to take your hands, make fists out of them, place them at the base of your spine, right at your sacrum. Shoulders are back and down. As you inhale, lengthen, lift. And on the exhale, take your heart up towards the sky. Now you're pushing your hips forward. Relax your neck. You don't have to take your gaze up. You can leave it forward if you want. The basis of this, we're focusing on the thoracic or the upper chest. So you're lifting through the chest, stabilizing the sacrum. And then gently lift all the way back up. And then sit back onto the heels. And we're just going to take a moment here. And we'll do it again. It's always good to do it more than once. Ideally, you would do it 3-4 times, but for the sake of this video, we're gonna do it twice. So let's come on back up. Nice and strong, draw your tailbone down, draw your belly in, engage your quads, so nice and strong in the legs. We're gonna push those hips forward. Hands come to the base of your spine, shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, reach your heart up to the sky. Maybe get a little deeper if it feels better. Maybe we have a little more movement here, but don't worry if you don't. Don't worry about it at all. And then very gently lift back up and come back onto your seat. Sit right back down to the heels. Take a breath here, full breath here. And then from here, all we're gonna do is we're gonna swing those shins around and come onto our seats. I'm gonna face you, but you can just face the front of your mat. Come back into seated staff or Dandasana, sit nice and tall. We're gonna come into a forward bend, nice and gentle forward bend. So you can bend your knees a little bit if you need to, but we're trying to press those thighs towards the floor, push into your sits bones. We're gonna take the palms out by our sides, open. As we inhale, lifting the arms, reach and lengthen. And on the exhale, hinge forward, come back into a forward bend. Now we're reaching towards the toes, but you don't have to grab the toes. You can just place them wherever they're comfortable, just rest them onto your shins. We're reaching the tailbone behind us and reaching the heart forward. And then inhaling, lift all the way back up. Just walk those hands up your shins. All right. So from here, we're just going to come into a couple of twists before we come down to the floor. So you're going to bend your right knee, draw that heel in towards you, and sit nice and tall. You're right on top of your sits bones. Now you have the option, you can leave your foot on the inside or you can step it to the outside. You know, I always like to remind folks, either one is fine. No, one is not better than the other. I just want you to make sure that you can ground through all 5 toes of that right foot. So sometimes people want to take it to the other side and the toes are lifted. So you want to push that foot into the floor, almost like you could step on it. And you're going to take that right hand behind you for support. All we're going to do today is wrap that arm around the right knee. Lift and lengthen as you inhale, and then twist on your exhale. And then gently turn back to center. We're just going to switch sides. So extend the right leg out, bring that left knee in. Same thing. Choose the inside, choose the outside. Either one is fine, making sure that you can ground through all 5 toes. You're going to flex the foot that's extended, so that right foot is flexed. Spread those toes wide if you can. Left hand comes behind you for support, wrapping that right arm around the left knee. Lift as you inhale, and then twist on your exhale. and then gently turn back to center. All right. So now you can take both feet, knees bent. We're going to take those knees out wide one more time for bound angle. Sitting nice and tall. And we'll give our shoulders a little stretch. So we're just going to take those arms out by our sides, again at shoulder height. We're going to come into eagle arms. So you're just going to take this left arm and cross it over the right one, just above the elbows, and then straighten your forearms. And you can bring either the backs or the fronts of your palms together. Either one is fine. So just sit nice and tall. We want to create some dynamic pressure. So you want to actually press the palms together. So it doesn't matter if you have the front or the backs, just create some pressure there so that you're getting a little extra stretch in the shoulders. And then unwinding the arms, take them nice and wide. We're just going to switch. So now we're crossing that right arm over the left one and try to get above the elbows. Straighten your forearms, bring either the backs or the fronts of your palms together, create that dynamic tension. Nice pressure there. Relax your shoulders. And then unwind the arms again. Inhale, sweep them all the way out. Bring palms together above. And then exhale, hands to heart center. And this is the end of our practice. So from here, you can come into Shavasana. You can lay onto your mat, take a good 5 minutes, just close the eyes, connect with your breath, allow your breath to be a little more shallow. Stay there as long as you like. I hope you enjoyed this practice. Let me know if you liked it. Maybe I'll try to do some more. Have a great day, everybody. Namaste.